Next up, our presenter will be Lisa Nyamadzawo from Zimbabwe, representing Drake University.
So, Alice is a 28-year-old young woman who moved into the city of Harare in her early 20s with the hope of finding the job of her dream. Unbeknown to her was that her mere ordinary level certificate could not get her the job of her dream. And her, being entrepreneurial, she started a small vending business in the fast-paced streets of Harare. Alice is amongst millions of Africans today who move into cities with the hope of finding a better life, but are only plunged into the informal economy. It's a very good morning to you all, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Lisa Nyamadzawo from Zimbabwe, and I'm representing Drake University. Allow me to instigate a topic of interest within developmental circles, a topic that I normally call my professional dilemma. And the topic is entitled Smart City Innovation in an Informal Economy. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm an urban planner, and that means I was wired and engineered to think of city development as smart city development. These are high-level, high-tech, information system-centered cities that use big data and information and Internet of Things to create cities that are simply better to live. And being in this industry for quite some time has made me realize that this is really impossible in Africa. And here's why. Most of our African cities were built during the colonial era. And this means they were built for a very few elite people. However, after independence, cities became economic hubs. They became centers for trade, centers for commerce, as well as centers for healthcare. This led to a massive rural to urban migration. Today, 40% of African populations reside in cities, and the African Development Bank predicts that over 90% of populations in Africa will live in cities by 2090. Ladies and gentlemen, 90% of populations in Africa will live in cities. And because of this rapid rural to urban migration, it has led to economic opportunities in cities very hard to find, and has led to the rise of the informal economy. According to the International Labour Organization, an informal economy are economic units that are not regulated by law, undocumented, and untaxed. An example of a giant informal economy is that of street vending, at least there as we see on the picture here. In countries like Tanzania, Zimbabwe, and Nigeria, street vending makes up to 60% of the gross domestic production. This means that most of the local city population are in the informal economy, and they're on the streets. They're trying to make a living, trying to create economic opportunities for themselves. However, the fate of these street vendors has been a wild goose chase between themselves, the police, and the municipality, and at times, local business owners. Day after day, the street vendors' tuck shops are destroyed, their goods are taken, and in most situations, dire situations, they are arrested, all in the name of creating order. But order for who? What does it benefit us when most of our economy is informal, that we will chase them away and try to destroy them? Ladies and gentlemen, my talk today is a call for inclusivity. My fear is that development and innovation is happening too fast and leaving many behind. We have to create inclusive cities. When dealt with properly, innovation and urbanization could bring about opportunities for development. It could be a pathway out of poverty and ultimately economic growth. We need to be very intentional about how we distribute the benefits of growth so that we involve everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, let us create cities that are inclusive, cities that provide affordable housing, healthcare, cities that provide equal opportunities to all within the city. This is a call to all leaders in here, future mayors, future governors, even future presidents. Let us create a new economy, an economy that binds and that builds bridges, one that connects the haves and the have-nots. Let us not develop cities that are disconnected, high-level bus transit systems, mega malls that do not benefit everyone. Let us give an opportunity to people like Alice in the city. Let us give them a place for trade, a place to create economic opportunities. Ladies and gentlemen, this is up to you, it is up to me, to create a better city, a better Africa, an Africa that leaves no one behind. I thank you.
Thank you, Lisa, for your wonderful presentation. Lisa has brought to our attention the idea of inclusive and smart cities as Africa steps into the 21st century.